Hey friends, Bedros Keuilian here, and welcome to the 2014 Fitness Industry Predictions, Trends, and Survey Results that I promised I'd share with you a week ago. Now, if you remember, I sent you an email with a link to a survey. I also exposed that survey to over 100,000 fitness professionals on Facebook and through my fan page, which is reaching near 40,000 fans. And the results of the survey were pretty interesting, and I wanted to share it with you just as I promised, because maybe like me, you're a little curious about where our industry is headed and what predictions we can expect for 2014 to better your business and, of course, to hopefully give your clients better results. So I wrote some stuff down here for you. The survey was actually pretty simple. It was 3 easy questions. Question number 1 was, what is your primary source of business, right? And it broke down to 2 things, to either one-on-one personal training or groups and boot camps, right? Those are the 2 main things. Whether you do athletic training or fat loss for brides, sports specific, it doesn't matter. You're mostly either doing groups, boot camps, or one-on-one, and groups and boot camps typically operate in the same type of model, right? So this is very interesting because in 2011, and I've got my notes here that I'm going to refer to, in 2011, 53% of our respondents were doing one-on-one personal training. Now, that number's kind of changing, and I'll show you how. Because in 2012, it dropped down to 51% doing one-on-one personal training. So let me share the numbers with you on this side. It's 47% we're doing boot camps and group training. And of course, 49% the following year in 2012, which is, well, I guess you can say last year, even though last year was 2013. And of course, the survey that we just took, we found that 43% of the industry is now making the primary income from one-on-one personal training, and this gives us 57% here for group training or boot camp. Now let me explain to you what this means. It's real simple. You've got, obviously, whether it's Fit Body Boot Camp or just any type of boot camp that you're running, or CrossFit type clones that you're running, at the end of the day, people want to be in a social setting. And in that social setting, they're going to get an experience that they wouldn't get through one-on-one personal training. Now, I am not knocking one-on-one personal training. If you know anything about me, you know that I owned and operated multiple one-on-one personal training facilities. And in fact, I had 65 personal trainers working for me throughout my facilities. And so I made the lion's share of my money when I started out in the industry offering one-on-one personal training. However, this was also over a decade ago when the industry was different, the economy was different, and what people expected from a program was different, where I was able to charge anywhere from $400 to as much as $940 a month for one-on-one personal training, and these were 30-minute sessions. These days, we're seeing personal trainers charge substantially less for 60-minute training sessions. Now, I should say there are one-on-one trainers that are offering training for a premium, and you should be. If you do one-on-one personal training and you want to stick to one-on-one personal training, and I've got nothing against that, I say you ought to be the best in class. You ought to be the Rolls Royce or the Bentley. You ought to only look for the 1 or 2% of the community who has the lion's share of the money and charge them appropriately, because you are in a position when you're doing one-on-one personal training of trading time for dollars. Now, you could do what I did, and others have done this before, which is to then leverage yourself and say, all right, I'm going to duplicate myself by hiring other personal trainers. The problem is, and you and I know this, no one else can offer the service, the experience, the type of skill sets that you have. What I found in my one-on-one personal training business, for each location I would open up, the quality of the service would dilute, unfortunately. However, with obviously boot camps or group training, you can get 1 stud or 2 studs of a personal trainer and have them train anywhere from 5 to 30 to 40 people at a time, right? The analogy I always give to people is, hey, this is personal training in a group setting where it's a social environment. You're having fun. You're being pushed to the limit. You're looking forward to coming and seeing your friends. And oh, by the way, you're getting amazing results. And so I think the proliferation of quality fitness boot camps, not boot camps that are taking place now in parks, in parking lots, where the weather is cold, it's rainy, people are tripping over tree roots and sprinklers, not those type of boot camps. I'm talking indoor boot camps with proper equipment where people are getting amazing results and training like athletes. And these are like stay-at-home moms and business folk. They are paying a premium for boot camp and group training programs. So if you are running boot camps and group training in the parking lot, at the beach, at a park, odds are you might want to consider phasing that into an indoor boot camp model or group training model, because that is where the industry is headed, as we can see by the numbers here, right? I mean, we have a whole 10% drop in one-on-one training just from 2011 to 2013. And of course, we see boot camps and group training on the up escalator, if you will. So the next question I asked was, explain your income bracket. Now, this was pretty tricky, because in 2011 and in 2012, the way I asked the question was, choose which income bracket you fall in. Now, you can see that 42% of the fitness professionals who took the survey in 2011 and 2012, these are the results, by the way, of 2011, 2012, they're literally identical, within like 0.3, 0.2 on some of these. And so I just kind of put them out there like this. 2011, 2012, which we could assume then in 2013 is pretty much the same way. About 42% of the industry makes under $50,000 a year. 32% of the industry makes between $50,000 and $100,000 a year. 16% of the industry makes between $100,000 and $250,000 a year. This is gross revenue, by the way. This is gross revenue. All the money you take in before you pay any rent, any taxes, any overhead, any employee salaries, right? And of course, 10% of the industry was making $250,000 or more. Now, in the survey results that we saw in 2011, 2012, which means 2013, in fact, I know 2013 was identical because we were able to extrapolate that through the question that we asked here in 2013. We saw like numbers of 2.3 million, 1.7 million, 1.2, 2 million on the dot. So obviously you can imagine that when we hear the average personal trainer out there is I think the average trainer salary right now is around $33,000 or $35,000 a year. You know what? That may be true. And the fact of the matter is, those who replied to the survey are entrepreneurial-minded trainers like yourself. If you're on my email list, if you follow me on Facebook, if you read my blog, you're probably not the typical trainer working in a big box gym who's kind of passing through the fitness industry on your way to a physical therapy degree or chiropractics degree or an acting career or whatever the case may be. You're just kind of passing through the industry. You're working in a big box gym making $12 to $15 an hour. God bless you for that. However, you're probably not any one of these trainers. So we should make it very clear that those who responded to this survey are entrepreneurial-minded, business-minded, success-minded like yourself, and that's fantastic. Now, of course, there's always the outliers where they work in a big box gym and they have ambitions to step out of the big box gym and get their own in-home personal training and then eventually a studio or a boot camp or whatever. That's fantastic. They may have applied, and of course, they probably were the ones who fell in that 42% category for now, right? And so, but the way I asked the question this year for 2013, I hope this isn't confusing because it's really 2014 right now, but the survey was done December of 2013. And the way I asked the question for the current survey was, what is your average income? Instead of saying what bracket do you fall in? And here's what we found. Now let me, again, go back to my cheat sheet here for a moment because this was pretty eye-opening for me and I want to give you the exact numbers. What we found this year, currently, those that are offering one-on-one personal training said, now again, this is average. We averaged it out after we got 4,000 respondents, right? 66,768.29. So the average trainer who replied to this survey and does one-on-one personal training is making about $66,768 a year, gross revenue. This isn't what you take home. You said that this is what you are making, bringing in gross revenue. Now, here's what we learned about boot camps, and this was pretty eye-opening for me. And you would think that I would know that it was this high, but I didn't. Because with boot camps, we see that the number is 238,376.84. Right? Almost $250,000 a year in gross revenue that a boot camp or a group training program brings. And the reason for this is really simple, honestly. It's very simple. It's the leverage factor, right? Over here, it's one trainer trading time for dollars, and maybe you're offering, maybe you have another apprentice under you, and so if you do, you might hit $100,000 a year, but then you have to pay that other trainer. But this is typically the one-on-one trainer, about $66,000 a year. And then you've got a boot camp where we take a little bit of money. When I say a little bit, I guess it's relevant, right? Because instead of charging anywhere from $400 to let's say $900 a month for one-on-one training, we're charging between, let's say, $197 and $247 a month for boot camp and group training on average. And you multiply that by more people in the community who can afford group training or boot camp programs. And of course, the fact that you can train more people per hour, and you have a number like this, almost $250,000 a year in gross revenue. Now in 2013, you kind of flipped the script on me here. You asked for more of online marketing strategies, like getting leads and prospects and clients from Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, the Googles, of course, right? Buying traffic, email list building, everything that has to do with online lead generation, even the daily deal sites. And the second thing, the thing that took the second seat was offline marketing, right? Which is getting traffic from your existing clients, referring you more leads, and local businesses, and doing lunch and learns and workshops and so on. The third question that I asked was, what can I teach more of in 2014? You really threw me for a loop, because where I thought it was going to be more, online marketing, offline marketing, and maybe some sales or whatever, and conversion strategies, you completely asked for something different, which was, number one, stayed consistent. Hey, teach us more online marketing strategies. I get it. You want to learn how to get more clients from the internet. People are going to Yelp, Facebook, etc., and I will teach you how to get more leads, prospects, and clients from the internet. But the number two thing you asked for, and this is something you've never asked for before, which was teach me how to create an info product and how to market the info product on the internet. Now, I think that's a really awesome thing, because right now you have a local business, and what you're asking for is how to learn the process of creating an information product, like a follow-along workout video or nutrition plans, meal plans, etc. Things that you can sell globally to the mass market, not just locally to the local market. So that was pretty eye-opening for me, and as I promised, I will teach you that as well. I was hoping that you would ask for more sales and closing strategies. In other words, techniques and strategies to convert a prospect into a paying client, right? My personal opinion is that that's really overlooked in our industry, and I will still teach you that, because for me, I know that's very valuable. Whenever I coach and consult my coaching clients, or Fit Body Bootcamp owners for that matter, the number one thing we hone in on is, what is your closing percentage? And if you're closing 6 out of 10 people, the easier thing for me to do is to teach you how to close 8 out of 10 people versus teaching you how to get more prospects in from your community, right? So if you already have 10 people sitting in front of you, I'd rather you close 2 more of those 10 people, right? Versus teaching you how to get more people from the outside who might or may not be interested in your program. So I'll still teach you some sales and marketing. I'll kind of just, ease it in there, and you won't even know that you're learning it as you learn this. But I will teach you more online marketing and, of course, information product creation, because you asked for it. And now I guess I should get to my favorite part, which is, what are the predictions that we see based on the survey results and I guess the connections that I have in the industry for 2014. To me, it's real simple. I see three simple things. One, again, the more you specialize, the more money you make. The discrepancy that I see between one-on-one training and boot camp, when you look at the income, again, if you don't care about how much money you make, keep doing one-on-one personal training. Or if you want to make a ton of money with one-on-one personal training, find the 1% of your community, be the best at what you do, make sure you're talked about, and create social proof, transformation pictures like nobody's business, and then you can make $250,000, $500,000 a year as a one-on-one personal trainer, as a one-man or woman show, right? However, when I look at the giant gap between these two income brackets, to me it's real simple. It's the one who specializes. It's like the physician who does general practice. The average physician who does general practice in the United States makes about $108,000 a year. The physician who does heart surgery, brain surgery, specializes in a body part, averages $516,000 a year. Now, both of them might be Harvard grad doctors. They went through the same medical school. They had the same level of internship, but one specializes in the brain or the heart or the liver or the kidneys or the lungs. The other one is general practice, right? So instead of being a generalist, we want to focus on being a specialist, right? Focus on a specific market, deliver a specific result or an outcome that people are looking for. Don't sell personal training. Don't sell boot camp. Don't sell workouts. Sell the outcome, number one, right? That's the trends we're looking for. People are looking for specific outcomes these days. Number two, people want change. It doesn't matter if it's one-on-one training, boot camps, or whatever, and it doesn't matter if you love or hate CrossFit, love or hate Fit Body Boot Camp, or any other chain franchise P90X insanity thing. The fact of the matter is, all of these programs offer change. They are never done evolving, right? With Fit Body Bootcamp, we're always introducing new equipment into the program. We're always introducing new types of training models. CrossFit is amazing at doing that as well. You ought to be great at doing that as well because, believe it or not, even though we know the same thing works over and over again, people get bored, they want change, they want variety. And if you can deliver that, you'll keep your clients longer and get more referrals from them. And the third and final thing is give your clients more of what they want. So the big prediction there is, instead of looking for more clients, help your clients take it to the next level. If they came to you to lose weight or to gain muscle, you're training them, that's awesome. But what can you do to influence their nutrition, right? What can you do to influence their supplementation? What can you do to influence their mindset? And all of those things should be additional charges, an additional fee. My coaching client, Jeff Sherman, you might have heard of him, he's also a Fit Body Bootcamp owner, created a program called the Game Changer Program. The Game Changer Program is real simple. He takes his existing clients and offers them a 12-week program for an additional, I believe, $300 or $600, where he gives them more specific accountability, puts them in a Facebook private group, gives them even a tighter nutrition plan to follow, right? And there's, asks them to have to do this before and after picture, and so they have to hold themselves accountable as well. He makes more money from his existing clients. You ought to do the same, right? Try selling supplements that you believe in. Try aligning yourself with a nutritionist or a registered dietitian who can then help your clients and, of course, right, kick some of the money back to you. But those are the big trends and predictions. Keep things changing, keep them fresh. Of course, you certainly want to make sure that your clients are referring, so give them the results that they're after. And at the end of the day, it looks like what you're really asking for is more online lead generation strategies, and you're asking to learn more about information marketing and creating info products, which I'm really proud of because this is going to help you spread your knowledge, your skill sets, and the value that you bring to a larger audience, a global market versus just a local market. So I hope you got a lot of value from this trends and predictions for 2014. This is Bedros Keuilian signing off.